The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 5 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMicWithBigMike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 4 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMicWithBigMike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 3 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMicWithBigMike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 2 minutes. Follow the show on Spreaker.com or the Spreaker app and be a part of the show via the live interactive chat room. You can text your thoughts to 404-902-8104. Check out the Facebook live stream at facebook.com/OneMicWithBigMike. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 1 minute. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 30 seconds. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2.
One mic.
I'm back.
It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. Live,
Ain't no goddamn tape.
interactive, and on demand. One Mic. Yeah, a sports show.
The best move of LeBron's career, man, was dragging his sweaty ball sack right across Draymond Green's the nape of his neck and getting that dude suspended.
And so much more.
What's going on right now with Donald Trump? This is America, and it tickles me to death when white people are so shocked and appalled by it.
What? It's the One Mic with Big Mike show.
Of course, it's like anything, like ammonia or you sniffing glue is gonna get you high.
You've been warned. The One Mic with Big Mike show starts now. Here he is.
He's real cocky, he's real loudmouth, he's real flamboyant. He don't cow down to people.
Big Mike.
Ooh-wee. What a weekend, boy. Welcome into the One Mic with Big Mike show. I, of course, am your host, Big Mike, heard live right now and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spreaker.com. You can also catch me on the Spreaker app. Make sure you go to your app store and download that for all your mobile devices so you can take your boy with you. I'm on the TuneIn app as well if you already got that situation on your phone. And, of course, check out the website, One Mic with Big Mike.com. You can also hear the show on demand if you have to check out or if you get in a little bit late or if you want to check out some previous episodes. You can do so on all of the platforms I've already mentioned, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Once again, no Facebook live stream tonight, man. For some reason, I cannot get this camera to work consistently for me. I'm working on it. Worked on it last night. Thought I had it figured out, but no dice. You know what I mean? But still, like my Facebook page at the number one MICWITHBIGMIKE, One Mic with Big Mike. It's the same handle for my Twitter and my Instagram as well. If you want to be involved in the show, do so via my text line at 404-902-8104. That's 404-902-8104. You can also jump inside my live and interactive chat room. You can holler at me, holler at everybody else in the chat room. You know, fire some stuff at me. I'll fire some stuff back. We can have a good time tonight. Do so by listening via Spreaker.com. Once you're listening via Spreaker, you'll see a little thought bubble icon on the streaming player. Just click on that. A couple steps later, you'll be in the chat room. You can also do the same thing via my website. On the main page, you'll see the streaming player right there. You'll see the little thought bubble as well. Same deal. Just click on it. Boom, you're in the chat room. As far as today's show goes, bottom of the hour, as I do when I don't have any guests. I haven't had any. Like, this is week number 2. No guests, man. People been shunning your boy. But I'm working on it. But no guests tonight. So at the bottom of the hour, we'll take a look back into the history of sports and give you guys a taste of my feature, which I call On This Day. Give you guys some answers to some trivia questions that you may be asked at some point in life. Or not. Whatever. Just, trying to educate you. But to start the show, let's talk about I was going to say something stupid. I'm not going to do that. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend, man. But before we get to that, real quick, see, I keep on forgetting this. The One Mic with Big Mike Fantasy Football League is on and popping this year. Make sure you guys sign up. Send me an email to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. That's one MICWITHBIGMIKE. Mike MIKE at the beginning. Mike at One Mic with Big Mike. Put fantasy football in the subject line. I'll send you the link. You can sign right on up. I got a few slots left. I want to get this done so on September 3rd, we can rock and roll. 4 p.m. is the draft. We're going to do it real big. Also, you can do the same thing via my website. Go to the contact page, and you can send the same type of email via the contact page. Just remember to put fantasy football in the subject line. So, this weekend, oh, man, white folks went crazy this weekend in Charlottesville. Well, starting in Charlottesville, but it kind of like, splintered off into some other places, man. And I don't know about you guys. Not surprised. Like, this stuff doesn't surprise me. We live now in the age of Trump, which is also, by the way, it's the post-Obama era. All the white boys and white girls who thought, oh my God, where's my country going? We've elected a Negro. So to combat that, you've elected an orange idiot who cares not about anyone else outside of his. It'd be like, your last name ain't Trump. Like, you can get the boot at any time. You can get the straight gas face at any time. So when you have that dude at the helm, and that dude runs around not knowing who David Duke is, you know what I'm saying, hiring folks from the alt-right, Breitbart and all these places. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? He was telling people to punch black folks in their mouth at his rallies during the campaign. Like, come on, man. Like, these folks been waiting on this. They've been simmering and waiting. Like, man, when are we gonna get somebody in there that's gonna really unleash us? Well, he's here. He's here. He's been here for 8 months now. No surprise by me. I sat around with my old lady this weekend and I laughed my ass off. I was like, what the hell is happening? Because I'm looking at my TV screen and I'm seeing all this anarchy and all this ridiculous stuff going on. And I'm like, wait, I thought there were two sides. Everybody looks the same. What's happening right now? There's a couple of brothers out there, you know what I mean? But, that's how it works. Like when you look at one of those, those comedies, those movies, like it's always the one brother in the high school that hangs out with all the white kids. And there's always the one, white. I was watching My Friends, what's it called? My Friends from College on Netflix this weekend. Yeah, Jordan, or not, is it Jordan Peele? No, it's the other kid, Key and Peele, the other kid from Key and Peele, the tall one. Yeah, he was like the one black dude and his friends full of white cats and like one Asian girl. So yeah, that's how it works. So yeah, it was going to be a couple of bros out there getting buck. We saw a couple of bros throwing some stuff, like, whatever. But for the most part, dude, it's a straight white on white crime. And, while it might look good on the outset, I'll always remind bros, sisters, I'll remind you right now, man, when this stuff usually ends, it don't end well in our favor for the most part. You know what I mean? Go back, just, do a little reading on how, well, you ain't got to do a little reading. After the Revolutionary War, after they got through getting rid of the English or whatever, the British, whatever. Yeah, it was right back to the field with the Negroes. Yeah, right after the Civil War. What was it? Jim Crizzo. Let's go. Back of the bus for you, Blackie. World War I, all these things. After white folks get through fighting, especially when they get through fighting each other, they remember real quick who we are and that we're not them. So while it's all like cool and fine to see these white folks acting like, we're not going to stand for any of these neo-Nazis and these races, while it's cool and fine to see all that stuff happening now. Yeah. Look, dude, I don't know if y'all ever saw that episode of Blackish when Charlie asked Dre, he was like, dude, why you ain't got your fist balled up? I got mine just in case. That's the mode I'm in. Like, I got my fist balled up just in case, cause I don't trust none of this foolishness, man. And here's why. Before it turns into, cause I got called a racist like at least about twice over the weekend. I'll tell you guys about that ridiculousness too. But no, the reason why I'm like that, because like this don't impress me, man. Like for anyone to be like, that's bad. Yeah, come on, man. Ray Charles can see that. Blind and from the grave. He can see that. You know what I'm saying? So when white people are like patting themselves on the back or looking for a pat on the back for, as they say, calling out white supremacists and calling out these neo-Nazi groups and all that kind of stuff, that ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? It's that everyday racism that y'all walk through life ignoring. Like this weekend, when people start telling me that, if I talk about slavery, I'm crying. I'm crying about slavery because of course, white America would rather ignore that part of history. You know what I mean? They'd rather bury that. That's why, like, I don't care about them removing these damn statues. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if they gonna do it. I'm not gonna fight them on it. But I don't care if they do or not, because I feel like part of it is it's not to appease black people. It's not to put. Well, it is. It's to put that dark part of the past behind us, when really it's not. Because removing a statue, changing the name of a bridge, it's not going to change the mentality or the ideology of some dumbass who thinks he's better than me because genetics told his skin to be lighter. That's not going to change that. It's going to make some people probably feel better and make some other people feel worse, but whatever. I don't care. Take them down, don't take them down. I mean, I was good, like, before I even knew it was happening. Before I even knew the city of Charlottesville or out in New Orleans or wherever in Louisiana they were taking them down. I heard the governor of Kentucky talking today about needing to do that, and he's actually moving up the removal of the statues from in front of the courthouse in, I don't know, Lexington maybe, or wherever the courthouse he's talking about. And I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do about this this income divide. You know what I mean? What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about this mass incarceration? Like, let's talk real stuff. Those statutes aren't gonna help any of that stuff. And while folks are still quiet about that, and understanding that that those things take actual work, like getting a crew in with a crane to remove a statue, like whatever, who cares? You know what I mean? It's pacification when there's real stuff going on. Like when y'all stay quiet about these police murdering these black kids. Let's just have that conversation. Then then these white boys can have these statue. If you ask me, have them. I'm all right. Another part of it is like, which ones get the treatment? Like, which monuments get the treatment for being odes to racist MFers? Because like I look at Mount Rushmore, and like I don't know who all the people are on Mount Rushmore, so I'm not gonna lie, but I know like 2 of them or 3 of them, and they own slaves, dude. They were slave owners. So like, how do you park? You gonna just you can sandblast the whole front of the whole monument itself is racist, by the way, because of the fact that they were stolen. The land is sacred land that was stolen from the Native Americans for this project. That is, by the way, in case you don't know, it's incomplete. Like, the way it looks now is not the way it was intended to look. It was supposed to be them in full form, like 900 million feet high, top to head to toe. But they ran out of money and time to do it. So it ended up looking the way that it looks now with just the faces. So my question is, like, how do you determine which ones you remove, or which odes to racist white people from the past that you remove? Is it just the Southern ones, or how does this work? And I heard someone say something one day. I was watching this show on Vice, and they were just like traveling on an RV, like going around to like the they were going to like the where the candidates at the time were campaigning, and there was a girl on the bus from somewhere in Europe, and she pointed out, she said, it's so weird in America how your government is a religion. And she went on to explain the fact that in other countries, unless it's somebody like Saddam Hussein or like this kid in North Korea who put up statues of themselves, in other countries, when you see statues of beings, they're gods. They're people who are deities. In this country, we put up huge ass statues of like Abraham Lincoln and all these people as though they're religious figures. And I was like, you know what? She's on to something. She's right about that. But you can't tell nobody that. You can't. This is not hate. It's heritage. Well, your heritage says that you hate me because I'm black. You know what I mean? So it's weird. Like, shout out to the family of the young lady who got murdered by that a-hole driving his car into them folks, man, and all the people who got hurt in that situation. The 2 cats that I don't even know the details of this. I just saw it on the screen that two policemen died in a helicopter accident, and apparently they were trying to help the situation. But I was like, what the hell happened? I don't know what happened. It seemed weird. But anyway, back to my point, I'm not patting white folks on the back because you're not a Nazi, or you're not a whatever, a KKK member. I'm not patting you on the back for that. You know what I'm saying? That's just being a regular human. These dudes are ridiculous. Because so many times when other things happen in life, like white people still don't know what to really say about this Colin Kaepernick situation. They don't know what the right thing to say is. And the ones who think they're saying the right thing or try to justify it this afternoon. Or not this afternoon, this weekend, I'm sorry. I got kicked out of this Facebook group that I was in. It's called Pro Football Chat Facebook group. I don't even know how I got in it. Somebody probably invited me or whatever. And for the show, it seemed like something that I should be a part of. So anyway, I posted my show from last Friday, from a couple days ago, and the artwork for the show is a Photoshop picture of the Dave Chappelle skit in which he's reenacting the Root scene when Kunta Kinte is getting beat and he's got to like change his name, but he won't do it, so he's getting beat more and more and more. And what I did, I put Ezekiel Elliott's face on Kunta Kinte and put Roger Goodell's face on the white man that's beating him. And boy, it was so funny to, it was amazing to see the reaction. Like the bros laughed at it because when I did it, I cracked up laughing. I cracked myself up when I saw it. It was just so ridiculous. The two facial expressions. If you want to see it, go to Spreaker.com, go to the episodes, and it's the one before this one. And the expression that's on Ezekiel Elliott's face and the expression that's on Roger Goodell's face, it just is funny as hell to me. But apparently white folks are real sensitive about that subject of slavery. And it's amazing to me that I guess the most amazing thing to me about it was that how quickly so many white people are, and this happens a lot, are they focus on, especially in a picture like this, they focus on the black dude and they want to tell me how it's impossible for him to be a slave. To those white people, a man named William C. Rhoden, he wrote a bestseller with the title $40 Million Slave on it. And it's very, very insightful. And it was very awkward for white people to try to school me on the aspects of slavery and what constitutes slavery and what doesn't fit under the umbrella of slavery. It was a very, very interesting weekend on the old social media. But going forward, the other part about it is the focus is always on the black guy. How the hell is he going to be a slave? And I'm like, I told him that's funny that you don't say anything about the white guy that I have in the picture. You know what I mean? The fact that I'm very much pointing the finger at him on how he's treating these black guys. The title of the episode from the episode previous to this one is it's like Master Goodell is at it again. Like I'm specifically pointing the finger at him, but that point doesn't hit home, I guess, with white people when they're trying to make a point on how racist I'm being and how off the mark I am. Because of course, slaves didn't have any money, is what they'll tell you. But for some reason, I know, and I know I'm not the only one. I'm not no historian or scholar, but I know there were slaves who were able to buy their own freedom. How did that happen? What did they buy it with? They weren't given money. I also know that slaves were given money. I also know that slaves were allowed to earn money. If you saw the remake of Roots, the Chicken George character, like he was going out with his master and they were betting on cockfighting, and he was like a master cock. I get, yeah, whatever. He's a cock trainer. He trained the chickens, and I heard that coming out of my mouth like the second before it came out, and I couldn't phrase it any other way because I'd already said cockfighting. But anyway, they would win, and he would give him a portion of the earnings. The same thing would happen in actual slavery. There were slave owners that had these interplantation athletic competitions, and they would wager on them. And the winning master would sometimes give his slave a portion of the winnings. And, you know, the slave could then, because a lot of people don't like, there's so many things about slavery that are misnomers. Like on Sunday, you know, most of these white men felt like they were Christian men. It was the day off for the slaves. This is the day where you got married. They were able to cultivate some of their own crops and things. That money was sometimes used to buy things back from the masters, like working at Walmart, right? Like they say people who work at Walmart end up spending all their money back at Walmart. Same type of concept. So this notion that white people have, and some black people have, that because someone's making money, it's impossible for them to be a slave, you're an idiot. And the people who I was having these conversations were idiots, to the max. And they were just looking for a reason, like I'm race baiting and all these things. None of them, I bet, listen to the show. None of them asked me any questions about what the point of the artwork was. They saw a black man, Ezekiel Elliott, being beaten by this white man, Roger Goodell, and assumed that, assumed a lot of things. Assumed a lot of wrong things. It's the One Mike with Big Mike show. I'm here on a Monday, man. We're talking Charlottesville. We're talking racism, one of my favorite topics. We're getting into it. The show is live right now on Spreaker.com. So tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend, man. The Spreaker app, tune in, and, of course, my website, onemikewithbigmike.com. Get involved by texting me at 404-902-8104 or jumping inside this live and interactive chat room via Spreaker or, of course, my website. You'll see a streaming player. Just click on that little thought bubble that you see. It'll get you inside the chat room. And there were some other things that came up around this Ezekiel Elliott thing. This whole situation. If you heard the show Friday, and I don't want to rehash everything that I said on Friday, but there are some new developments as it pertains to this story. The people who are speaking about his situation, this assumption that because the NFL says that he's guilty of something, that he must be guilty, because he's been punished, that he must be guilty. I heard Jason Witten talk. I heard Emmitt Smith talk about it. And these guys saying, well, maybe he'll learn from it. Maybe this is a situation that, that'll help him grow. I'm like, what situation are you talking about? Somebody at one point said to me, he the one that put himself in that situation. I'm like, still, what situation? The kid is saying he didn't do anything. The law is saying that there's a lot of discrepancies in this girl's statements. They're saying that he may have done something, but they don't have enough they didn't even have enough to arrest him. We got to also get that part straight too. He wasn't arrested nor charged. So there wasn't even enough to issue an arrest, much less charging him with a crime. But yet the NFL has said over a year-long investigation, because apparently it takes that long, that it's more likely than not that he engaged in domestic violence. Like, here's the thing. I don't know. But I'm willing to also say that I don't think the NFL knows. I think this is a matter of having to prove a point, having to placate to a group of people who the NFL knows they need. Let's talk about that. Women. They are the fastest growing, statistically, this is a fact, they're the fastest growing portion of the NFL fan base. They are also mothers. They're also usually the ones in the household who take care of the health needs for the kids. When you start talking about kids playing football, the decrease in youth football participation, high school football participation, the people who are usually going to make those decisions are going to be mom. They're the ones that don't want their baby going out there getting their brains turned into Jell-O pudding, playing a kid's game, especially when they have options. You know what I mean? These suburban moms who can send their kids out to play soccer, which, by the way, you can still get concussed playing soccer, but soccer has adjusted their rules. You can't head the ball in soccer anymore at the youth level. I don't think you can up until like the high school level anymore, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me on that if you want to, but soccer's changed their rules to where they've taken, and because they can. Soccer's a game played with the feet mostly anyway. So it's no problem at the youth level to just take the head completely out of the game. Can't do that in football. And that's what this is about, I think. And the thing that surprises me the most, and I've talked about this on a couple of different levels, is how quickly you guys and girls are, to side with the NFL just because they said, as though we don't have evidence of these people being very sloppy, very stupid with the investigations. I was reading this article today, and I'm going to share it with you guys from Pro Football Talk. I don't know who wrote it. Maybe Mike Florio wrote it. I'm not sure. But it points out a very, very important piece of this puzzle. Like, before we just say that he's wrong, she's right, let's examine the entity that's giving us the information. So this article says that all too often the NFL selects a desired outcome in such situations and works backwards to justify it. This is what Ezekiel Elliott's people are saying. They already had the answer. So they put the answer in and work back to create the problem, I guess, if we're talking like mathematically, right? A lot of people feel like they did that in the Tom Brady situation, which to me, that was just something that was just blown way out of proportion more than anything. You know what I mean? Precedent had already been set in the Tom Brady situation that, all right, you tamper with the balls, you get fined. They suspended this dude. They tried to suspend him for like 6 games. I think he ended up being 4 or whatever it was. I don't know. So this article goes into exploring the NFL's past handling of some internal investigation. Now, they talk about how 5 years ago, the NFL hired this lady named Mary Jo White. She is also on the panel Now she was on the panel of the Ezekiel Elliott investigation, but they hired her 5 years ago to serve as a supposedly independent evaluator of disputed facts and evidence regarding the Bounty Gate scandal. Everybody remembers that. She talked about having overwhelming evidence as how she knows this bounty thing happened. That overwhelming evidence was an NFL Films recording that she says she heard then defensive lineman Anthony Hargrove say, give me my money. This was after Joe Vick, their defensive coordinator, told them that Brett Favre was out of the game with a leg injury. Now, Favre came back into the game. He didn't miss a play, but, of course, Hargrove didn't know that when he allegedly said, give me my money. Now, problem with that is, upon other people reviewing the tape, they said, how can you tell that's what he's saying? You really can't hear it, and you really don't know that that's what he said. She justifies saying that she knows that the smoking gun she had, that he said, give me my money, you can see his lips moving. That's a quote. Now, the video didn't support that interpretation at all, is what Mike Florio or whoever wrote this article is saying. So she's the only one that's saying that she knows this guy said that. The league even, after it was all said and done, they retreated from the instance that Hargrave said, give me my money. They even backed off of it. This is the same lady. She's on the panel right now, or was on the panel, that decided Ezekiel Elliott's fate. So having that information now and knowing that this woman, the last time she was on the panel, got it wrong because she knew what she wanted to happen. She knew how she wanted the investigation to end up. So she just kind of fabricated something in her mind that would allow it to turn out that way. The other thing I found out today also, apparently Roger Goodell didn't even ask, what was her name? Miss Thompson, Tiffany Thompson, Ezekiel Elliott's accuser, why her story, like why she lied in the first place. Because it's already confirmed that she did lie at one point, trying to get her friend to lie for her as well. And this is some of the stuff that Ezekiel Elliott is going to appeal off of. His appeal is going to hinge partly on the testimony of his ex-girlfriend, Tiffany Thompson, and her threats to quote unquote ruin his life, is what he's saying. She said, got a couple minutes here before I break. Elliott's appeal game plan includes highlighting Thompson's already chronicled text messages encouraging a friend to lie to the police. I talked about this on the last episode about the alleged domestic assault on July 22nd, misleading testimony to NFL lead investigator in English, Lisa Friel, and repeated threats to ruin his career after breaking off the relationship. There are some instances here and some quotes from Miss Thompson. After being told that Elliott didn't want her at his house on July 21st, and he didn't want her coming out with him, Thompson responded, quote, okay, is that what you want? Okay, then I'm going to ruin your life. You'll see. If I was you, I wouldn't go out tonight, end quote. Another one says, after being told that she couldn't come to Elliott's 21st birthday party, Thompson told him, quote, that's the worst decision you made in your life. I'm going to ruin your life now. It continues with a text message that says, quote, you better be smart and not be a dumb man. I guess this is bitch. Keep messing with the wrong bitch, end quote. After not being allowed into an after party, Thompson was heard yelling. So I guess this is about other people now, yelling and screaming that your career is over. And then she proceeded to call the police. It sounded like a crazy broad, boy. Shout out to Zeke. Oh, here's the one I love. Elliott is also 100% certain, quote unquote, that Thompson told him on July 22nd that, quote, you are a black male athlete. I'm a white girl. They aren't going to believe you. We got about a minute left in this segment here on the One Mike with Big Mike show. She repeatedly misled investigators. Threats were made on July 21st and early morning of July 22nd, the date Thompson called the police accusing Elliott of assaulting her. Where else am I at? She also asked a friend, we already talked about that, to lie for her while she was talking to him. Believe the NFL acknowledges that Thompson wasn't truthful, but the NFL says it believes Elliott committed domestic violence against Thompson on 3 previous days that week, the 17th, the 21st. And Elliott doesn't deny being in the same apartment, but he says another male friend was there with them, so he can back up his story. And then the fact that she didn't call the police at any of these other times either. Like those things, again, I'm not defending him. I'm just criticizing the process. no arrest, no charges, and you start talking about a girl who is clearly, by not just his statements, Ezekiel Elliott's situation, but other people's statements, she's out to get this dude. I'll on the other side of a break, we got on this day, and then I'll get back into this, wrap this up, because we got to talk about some other stuff that's going on in the NFL. If you guys want to get in contact with me, the number is 404-902-8104 for your text, 404-902-8104, or jump on inside my live and interactive chat room via Spreaker or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. I'll be right back.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
One Mic.
All I need is one mic.
Military life is rewarding, but it isn't always easy.
Managing the stress can affect even the strongest warrior.
But I will stay mission ready.
I will
keep my mind and body fit.
Talk to my chaplain.
Be there to listen.
I will.
Know the signs.
Seek care early.
Talk to my healthcare provider. Be there to help, listen, and get you through this.
I will motivate others.
Strive for progress, not perfection.
I will be there for my buddies, no matter what.
Be there for our veterans, no matter what.
And I've got your back too.
I will keep our family safe while you're away.
I will think of you every night.
We're in this together.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this. Take the first step.
There's no better time than now.
Reaching out is a sign of strength. Visit realwarriors.net or call 800-874-2273.
And now back to One Mic with Big Mike.
And here we go.
All right, welcome back. Monday here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. Being heard live right now and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Spreaker.com. That's spelled Spreaker.com. Also on the Spreaker app for all of your mobile devices. So make sure you cop that situation. It's free from all your app stores. You can also download that TuneIn app as well. I'll be there live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And also the One Mic with BigMike.com website. Don't forget about my fantasy football league, man. The One Mic with BigMike.com fantasy football league being played on NFL.com. Send me your emails if you want to be a part of this situation to Mike at OneMicWithBigMike.com. Put fantasy football in the subject line. You can also do that same thing via my website. Just go to the contact page. You can send an email from there as well. To get involved in the show, text me at 404-902-8104. That's 404-902-8104. Or jump inside my live and interactive chat room. My man, I Am No Dose, is in the building. What up, dog? To get in that chat room, you got to be listening via Spreaker or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Sign up for your free Spreaker accounts as well, man, and follow my show. Then when you start listening, you'll see a little thought bubble icon right there on the streaming player. Just click on that. It'll get you inside the live and interactive chat room. Now, we started the show off talking about the situation this past weekend in Charlottesville, how white folks was losing their damn mind. Oh, by the way, through the whole thing, other than this kid that rode his damn car through these damn people, killing that girl, at one point through the whole thing, there was one arrest made, dude. One. And if you saw the anarchy that was going on, I saw a dude spit on a dude from probably like 15 feet away. It was the loop that they kept playing on MSNBC. He spat on this dude from like 15 feet away. Perfect shot right on the bulletproof vest. That's the other thing too. Like these cats, they want to like start standing behind. I'm gonna get to on this day in a second. They want to start standing behind my First Amendment right, my right to assemble, peaceful assembly. Come on, B. You showed up with riot gear on and fatigues and assault rifles, cause you coming to start some stuff. You looking to start something, man. And no arrests were made, or one. Yeah, cause you already know what time that is. You already know, B. That would have been like them Black Lives Matter kids when they had a prayer out there. Not near one. But you know, I always love when America gets the spotlight shine on it for what it is, like up and close and personal. The magnifying glass is zoomed in so everybody can see the zits and the warts and all this stuff that people try to whitewash over. Like, oh, that's not my country. This country is based on everyone being created equal. You a lie. Like, every time I've heard a white person say that lie on television over, and black people too. This country was founded on murder and rape and kidnapping and slavery. That's what the foundation of this country is. So to act like these people who was out there starting this stuff in Charlottesville, like for some reason you're surprised that they're here. They've been here. They just got them a supreme leader now. Feel me? They just got somebody that they know got their back. That's all that is. And now they got to try to get all they get back for this mistake of having this Kenyan Muslim president in the White House for the last 8 years. Come on, man. Like, that's why I laugh at it. That's why it's so funny to me that people, especially white people, they so surprised. Not me. Not me. And here's the other thing. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. Those aren't the white people I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see them coming with their damn tiki torches and they Make America Great hats on and they swastikas. I can see them coming. Not worried about them. You know what I'm saying? It's the ones wearing the badges and the ones that's got on the robes in the courthouse. It's them that you need to be worried about. It's the ones who own that have privately owned correctional facilities that have to stay full. And the best way to keep them full is by packing them full of Negroes. Worry about them, the nameless ones, the ones who ain't running around talking about Heil Hitler and talking crap about Jews and black folks and Mexicans. Yeah, don't worry about them so much. Like, you know, keep them in the corner of your eye, but don't get distracted because they not the problem. That's really, really, really big. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said at the beginning of the show, I'm not patting no white people on the back for talking about them. Y'all start talking about these police killing these black kids. Start talking about these judges that's getting kickbacks from the owners of these privately owned, from the owners of these prisons to put more minorities in their prisons so they stay full. Talk to me about that. Then we can, then I'll shake your hand and be like, you know what? I'm glad you said something. I'm glad you noticed this is happening. It don't take no courage to denounce. No, I mean, unless you the orange a-hole in the White House. It don't take no courage to denounce no damn Nazi. Come on, man. What part of the game is that? Anyway, man, let's take a look back.
Now, let's take a look back. On this day.
Oh, boy. And we'll get back to the Ezekiel Elliott conversation here in just a second. How these white folks kicked me out of their little Facebook group because I'm a racist. Like, I was like, okay, cool. I don't know. I'll wear it. I'm gonna get a shirt, too, that says that. It's going to have a question mark on it, though. It's going to say, I'm a racist? Ironic. All right. On this day in 1936, the first Olympic basketball game, God, if I can read, took place in Berlin. Oh, yeah. That was out there with Hitler. He probably saw the future, too. This game probably had all white boys on it. But he was like, man, if this inferior race gets a hold of this game, it's over for these white guys, and it has been. Shout out to Gordon Hayward, though. On this day in 1958, the Canadian Football League plays its first ever game. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers won 29-21 over the Edmonton Eskimos. One of my homies is he's the assistant head coach and the DB coach, or the defensive coordinator, I'm sorry, for the Toronto Argonauts, my man Corey. On this day in 1958, the Cleveland Indians, Vic Powers, he steals home twice in one game. And before you ask, because I did check, Vic Powers is a bruh. I mean, the stat itself probably bears it out, but you can never be too sure. On this day in 1959, the American Football League, the AFL, is organized with New York, Dallas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Denver, and Houston. On this day in 1982, with 12,365th career at bat, Philadelphia Phillies Pete Rose passes the great Henry Hammering, Hank Aaron, to become the all-time leader in plate appearances. So that's a thing. Did not know that. Denver votes, and on this day in 1990, Denver votes for a 1% sales tax to pay for a baseball franchise. Of course, the Colorado Rockies. And on this day last year, cut the music. On this day last year, 2016, Colin Kaepernick began protesting racial oppression in America by refusing to stand for the national anthem and driving white folks everywhere crazy. Shout out to Marshawn Lynch. Shout out to Michael Bennett. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to them here in just a second after I wrap up this Ezekiel Elliott conversation. By the way, that is your Monday episode, the Monday edition of On This Day. Getting back to the Ezekiel Elliott thing, though. There's this weird thing that's going on right now, and people just want results, and the NFL knows that. People just want the NFL to be about what they say they're about. I read to you guys in the last episode about how since they've instituted this mandatory 6-game suspension, Ezekiel Elliott has been the first one to actually get 6 games, to actually get a 6-game suspension. The Greg Hardy thing happened before that. Of course, the Ray Rice thing happened before that. Then they had, the Josh Brown. There was Quincy Enunwa, the kid from the Jets. There was Jonathan Dwyer. A lot of these cats got 2 games, 4 games. Now Ezekiel Elliott, he's the one that's getting the full letter of the law punishment. Just 6 games, and it's one of those wins. Let's call it that for the NFL that they needed, which is why, like I mentioned in the last segment, it smells and it reeks of them having the result they wanted, and then just building the case to justify the result that they were going to present to us, the people. And I can't for the life of me understand why so many people. This dude was telling me today. I posted the article that I was reading from earlier, and the title of the article says that Ezekiel Elliott's accuser vowed to ruin his career. And this dude comes at me with, oh, well, did Tom Brady's career get ruined for 6 games? And I was like, dude, of course you only read the headline. Because if you read the article, it's about more than that. It's not about this kid's career being ruined. It's the fact that there's really not a lot there, in my opinion, to say that he definitely did something. Again, I don't know that he didn't do anything, but that's part of the problem with these situations. I talked about it when we get into the thing with Nate Parker. When you got these situations where there is one person saying one thing happened, the other person saying that thing, that it didn't happen at all. Now all you're doing is deciding who is more believable. And based on what Ezekiel Elliott is saying, that old girl knew she would be more believable because she's, quote, the white girl and he's the black athlete. Well, I mean, it seems like that's how it's playing out to me. It's so much easier, not just for the NFL. It's so easy for all y'all to just believe when somebody says something, this kid did something, or when somebody gets arrested for something, that they automatically did it. And for whatever reason, man, as much as I try to push it, you MFers won't just pump the brakes a little bit. Let things play out, and then you realize Lucky Whitehead had an impersonator. You realize this chick that's accusing Ezekiel Elliott lied multiple times and tried to get her friend to lie for her. And they got text messages of this. This is not even a situation where it's a he said, she said. There's digital evidence of it. Roger Goodell never asked the girl, why'd you lie? On these other occasions, why was the police not called? You seem to be very comfortable calling the police. Why on these other instances when you say that this man beat you up, you didn't call then? Because it's not like one of those things where they lived together and she was trapped in his crib, or like you could make an excuse that they're married, like with Josh Brown's wife. You know what I'm saying? Like they married and she don't want to separate put the kids through the embarrassment, or she's dependent on his salary. That situation does exist as well. None of that stuff was. I've even heard him describe the girl as not his girlfriend. I'm just saying, man. I saw this lady on OTL today, and she was acting like he shouldn't be able to use her inconsistencies or use her character as a defense. Why not? That's what the hell you doing to him. Like when people talk about him, he pulled that girl's breasticle out on that float. He went to a marijuana dispensary in a state that it was legal in. Didn't buy no marijuana, or nobody saw him buy no marijuana. But apparently that was part of his many immature indiscretions. Like, come on, man. I'm not the kid. I'm not the dude that believes these kids, these 20-something-year-old kids, should be should be slaves to their success. I remember having a conversation with one of my white partners about this, and I remember Javon Walker, kid that played for the Green Bay Packers for a while, played for the Raiders, was walking down the street with a couple grand worth of jewelry around his neck and got robbed. And this dude asked me, like, what the hell he doing walking down the street with that much jewelry on his neck? I'm like, why not? He paid for it. Like, why is it so quick to jump on that dude, but not the a-holes that couldn't bother to work for what they wanted and decided to steal from him? It's not his fault he got stolen from or robbed. That's ridiculous. It's your money. Do what you want to do with it. I was talking about this on the last show with Kevin Durant. People want to tell this dude how to spend his money. Not me. That's your money, man. You got to deal with your family, your wifey, whoever, your kids, your child support. You got to deal with that. Because I'm not going to do it. Speaking of that, this is a good segue into my man, Colin Kaepernick, right? Colin Kaepernick still don't have a job, but rest assured, for all you Thad Lewis fans out there, shout out to Thad Lewis. Thad Lewis got a contract with the Baltimore Ravens, a team that was speculated a little while ago to me possibly looking into signing Colin Kaepernick, and then they didn't. They signed an Arena Football League player, which sparked a little bit of outrage. And Colin's girlfriend, Nessa, New York radio host Nessa, said that the Ravens owner is a racist. So I guess to prove that you're not, you go sign a dude who ain't took a snap in 2 years, but happens to be black. So, yep, boom, got my token black in the building. Shout to Thad Lewis. And you know what's the travesty of all of it is? Like, we can't even be happy for this dude. Like, we can't even be happy that, another black man's playing quarterback in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? We can't even be like righteously happy for this cat because we know what it is. We know that he's just a token dude. Like, look, I'm not a racist. I got 3 black friends. That type of deal. But still, shout out to that, man. Shout out to the kid. I'm not just bringing Colin Kaepernick up for the sake of bringing up Colin Kaepernick, by the way. For those of you who don't know, the struggle continues, man. The protest continues. This past weekend. Oh, sorry. Before I start talking about that, I want to shout out to the Long brothers, Kyle and Chris Long. They spoke out very eloquently, and this is not their first time doing this. One of the Long boys, I think is it Kyle or Chris? One of them won the Super Bowl with the Patriots last year, and he was like, hell no, I'm not going to see Trump. Shout out to him, man. He was one of the ones who spoke out when they came to him about Colin Kaepernick. He was like, why shouldn't I speak out about this issue? I don't have to be black, but I come in here with all these guys who are black and call them my brothers every time you turn around. I say, these are my brothers. This is my fam. So yeah, I'm on his side. He was probably the only white dude to do it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man. Shout out to LeBron James as well, man, for speaking out on this dumbass president that they elected and how he just can't find his way to even fake it. Like, that's the thing that always just marvels me. Like, at some point, man, if you cheating on your girl, right, with somebody she knows, like, you can't always be speaking about her in glowing ways. At some point, when your girl be like that bitch having way too many damn surgeries, man, her ass is gonna turn into a whatever, you gotta co-sign that. You gotta talk some crap about her too to throw your old lady off the scent. You can't be like, nah, but that thing that is round, though, boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy. Yeah. And them breasticles, you can't do that. That's what Trump does. Every time the Russian stuff come up, yeah, he's thanking Putin, going all overboard to thank Putin. Meanwhile, back at the crib, white folks is around here running people down with they damn white supremacists running people down with their cars. They marching through the streets of a regular American city with AK-47s and riot gear on and burning torches. He can't be bothered, though, to F with them. Then this morning, the black dude that's the head of, I don't know, Merck? Is it Merck, the pharmaceuticals? He's just like, you know what, dude? I done as many of these here's my black person in my cabinet photo shoots things, man. I'm out. He's a dip, you know what I mean? And then, of course, your man had to come for him. You know what I'm saying? He can't come for the white supremacists, but you got to come for the black dude that quit. And here's the thing, really now, in the group that he was in, the panel or the cabinet or whatever he was in, now he was the only black dude. So now it's lily white. It's about as white and supreme as you can be, ironically. So yeah, man, like screw all that foolishness, man. But shout out to LeBron, shout out to the Long Boys, man. Also, like I mentioned, shout out to Marshawn Lynch back in the league, you know, doing big things. And man, Michael Bennett. I told y'all, man, them Bennett boys is for real, man. And they kind of quirky, you know, or people that could be considered quirky, but they on some real stuff. They the ones that are talking about like doing some real stuff inside, you know, their own communities, where not just showing up and throwing a football camp, or somebody's throwing a football camp and throwing your name on it. They're talking about actually like training and putting skills into the hearts and minds of these kids, man. And man, I can only you know, salute them, man, and applaud them for what they do. And this past weekend, Michael Bennett. For those of you who don't know why I'm shouting out Michael Bennett and Marshawn Lynch, they did what I was talking about. They upped the ante on all this, or they didn't up the ante. They returned the ante to its original state, where as Colin Kaepernick was sitting his ass down, not compromising, not trying to make the other side of the issue feel comfortable. These two dudes sat their ass down. And Marshawn Lynch, my God. I don't know if y'all noticed this in the picture. If you see the picture for this, the artwork for this show, Marshawn Lynch is eating a banana with a skull cap on his head while it's going on. So he ain't even bothered. You know, when the dude gets on the things like, if you're able, remove your hats and stand for the national anthem. When the dude does that, Marshawn Lynch is not even sitting on the bench. First of all, he's sitting on a cooler with a skull cap on, eating a banana with this look on his face like, I wish one of you MFers would say something right now. I wish you would. And of course, no one said anything. Oh man, that dude is amazing to me, man. Like, and the other thing too, man, he comes across like a good dude. Like, I don't know how many.
One question for you.
I'm sorry. I don't know how many of you guys and girls pay attention to Marshawn Lynch and the things that he does off the field. While he was retired, you know, the globetrotting he was doing, but a lot of things he was doing in his own community in Oakland. He's a dude that he's serious about that stuff, man. He don't talk a lot about it, but if you pay attention, there are people who are interested in what Marshawn Lynch, is doing. And they'll go and they'll report about, like my man Dave Zirin, you know, he's big on the Colin Kaepernick thing. So he found a way into Colin Kaepernick's space to tell us what's going on with Colin Kaepernick, even though he's not being very vocal about the things that he's doing. I feel like this thing that's going on right now, and not only me, I read this morning that Mike Freeman of I don't know if Mike is with CBS still or Bleacher Report or wherever. But he talked about texting with a couple of guys that are in the league right now. And from what he's understanding is that this is going to actually, because of what's going on with the president, I hate calling him that, with Agent Orange, the stuff that happened in Charlottesville over the weekend and in Seattle as well, and a couple of other cities, it's really kind of reignited this flame about the racial divide, the racial injustice that goes on in this country. And he's feeling as though more athletes, more of the football players, more of the NFL players are going to start doing the same thing. And again, man, the whole knee thing, screw that. That's what they wanted you to do. That's what they feel comfortable. That's what they feel like, all right, maybe cool. Some of them don't give a damn. They just want to be mad and they want to invoke the name of or the spirit of troops and Americanism and all this kind of stupid stuff. No, whatever. Sit your ass down, man. Like, that's where it started. Like, I'm tired of people not wanting to offend stupidity. Stupidity deserves to be offended. At every turn, you should offend it until it refuses to be stupid any longer. This was another incident where people feel like they were able to tell me, you know, like what should. Like white people feel like they can tell you what can and can't happen and the best time for this to happen, or that there's another way for this to be done, and how, you know, that's his place of work. He doesn't need to bring his social or political views to work. Okay, let's go there then. You know what I mean? Because this is where, and if anybody listening to this show ever gets that point of view, a couple things. Stop playing the damn national anthem at my job then. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not American, or if I don't believe in the principles behind that flag or that song, well, you're offending me. You're bringing a social issue. You're bringing politics into the job. Along those same lines, I don't want to hear nobody talk about bullying. I don't want to hear nobody talk about sexual abuse. I don't want to hear nobody talking about mental illness. Any of these things, any of these other social issues, these accepted social issues in the quote unquote workplace that these football players stand behind, these athletes stand behind. No, they shouldn't be there either. Unless you want to be real and honest and say, yeah, those are different because they don't have anything to do with race. And I don't have to confront race during football, because that's what you really mean. Don't bring that race stuff into my football. But see, it's easier to say there's no room in football for politics and social stuff. Of course there is. But there's a certain things that you're willing to accept. You know, people want to talk about animal cruelty. Fine. We can talk about animal cruelty. But if I want to talk about police brutality against one specific community in this country, oh, well, hell no. Shut up and play football. Effing hypocrites. I hate all y'all. I hate all you hypocrites. And I'm not even, there's no way for me to bite my tongue or parse my words in saying so. I hate you. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, you know, Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job, that's a side, you know, that's to the side. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm glad to see is that, like, he don't need to have that job in the NFL to make an impact. That's what I was afraid of last year when I made the statement that I wish he was just better at football, so that it would be harder to get him out of the league. You know what I mean? I know now, you know, with Malcolm Jenkins putting his fist up, now with Michael Bennett and Marshawn Lynch upping the ante that they're not going to stand for the rest of the season, that there's no way in hell Colin Kaepernick gets in the league now. Like, these white folks, they're going to have to try to quell this the best they can. You know what I mean? Find a way to quell this the best they can. This Charlottesville thing, this thing in Seattle had, you know, it's not going to help these NFL owners in what their objective may be. I want to ask this question too. Has anybody heard from Russell Wilson? Because and I asked this question on social media yesterday and didn't get an answer there either. That and 404-902-8104 is the text line. 404-902-8104 is my text line. He's from Virginia. If I'm not mistaken, he went to the same like charter school or whatever it was that the Long Boys went to. If somebody I think told me that. But I know Howie Long talks all the time about knowing Russell Wilson, knowing him pretty well. So he went to high school there. He also plays in Seattle, and those people, they were up there in Seattle raising hell in Seattle yesterday as well. And as a guy who is looked upon as a leader, and people talk about his leadership ability, it's one thing to be the rah-rah guy and the guy in the huddle, but then there's another thing to be a guy, because now, like, Russell Wilson's he's a dad now. He's a dad and a stepdad now, and he's a dad to a young black kid, a stepdad to a little young black boy. I'm not sure if they had a daughter or a son. I don't know. I don't keep up with these celebrity baby things, but still in yet. And where they live at, it's a hotbed for these folks, for these alt-right people, because apparently that's what their thing is. They're going to attack what they consider to be the liberal sides of society, like college campuses, like they were up in Charlottesville with whatever schools in Charlottesville, Virginia. I don't know. Is it UVA or whatever? I don't know, but whatever. That's their focus. And to this point, to not hear anything from a guy who has strong ties to two of the communities that were most affected, I don't want to just let that be a thing that's like, let's not worry about Russ. You know, Russ is gonna be Russ and bliggity blah blah and this that and that. Nah. I think, you know, he lives in a society. He's in a society where it's okay. Like, LeBron James is going to be $1 billion athlete, and he understands that him taking the Michael Jordan approach isn't necessarily conducive to who he is. Not just the basketball player LeBron James, but the father and the husband LeBron James. It's important that, you know, it's important to him, because I'm not the dude to tell nobody how to risk their well-being or their life. But certain people live in a certain have a certain level of security in what they do. Russell Wilson's one of them. He's not Colin Kaepernick. He's the guy I wish Colin Kaepernick was on the football field. Because Russell Wilson said something about these cops killing black kids. You're not going to cut him. You know what I mean? He just signed a deal. And he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So he's secure in where he is in his profession. But I don't know. He just, I don't know. Anytime you hear Russell Wilson speak, understand you're not, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing being said. You know what I mean? Anyway. What the hell is going on here? It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm going to take a break. About 2 minutes here. I'll be right back. We'll finish up this conversation, and then I'll just kind of run through, the rest of the stuff that's on my list here. I don't really have a lot more to get into. I got a question to ask you guys about Usain Bolt, though. The great one, Ric Flair, is in a little bit of trouble. The great wrestling champion, Ric Flair, and some stuff out in the NCAA and the NBA and the NFL, and then we'll get the hell out of here. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show.
Isn't this dinner party wonderful? Jeanette and Bill did so much planning, and the house looks great.
Well, I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Isn't this dinner party wonderful? Jeanette and Bill did so much planning, and the house looks great.
Well, it was almost canceled. Did you hear that Bill was really sick with the flu 2 weeks ago?
No, I had no idea. I've been so busy at work. But my coworker's toddler was in the hospital with flu, too. Is Bill okay?
It was pretty serious and aggravated his asthma. Bill got sick quickly with a high fever. Fortunately, Jeanette got him to the doctor right away. The doctor said it was flu and prescribed a medication that helped him get back on his feet.
I didn't know flu was so serious until I heard Bill say he felt like he'd been hit by a truck. He missed a big meeting at work.
Well, thank goodness Jeanette had gotten her flu shot. Because, she's expecting.
What? Oh, man.
I guess that was another thing you guys didn't know either.
A message from the Department of Health and Human Services.
One Mic.
All I need is one mic.
It's just different. One Mic with Big Mike.
The overall tenor of what he's saying is very stupid.
And they say his style is too urban for the radio.
Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's placism.
Brother has to know his place, right, Bob?
One Mic with Big Mike.
Things aren't always what they seem.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limit.
Don't just tell me that the reason something's being done is because that's the way it's always been done. Because the first thing I'm going to say to you is slavery.
And now, your host.
I got the big homie here who needs no introduction.
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
They can't stand that either, boy. You bring up slavery. My God, white people get real sensitive. Look, man, I didn't tell your great granddaddy to own mine. I didn't do that. They made that choice on their own. Let me see. My man I Am Nodo was in the chat room. He said the police felt the situation wasn't safe and they bailed. Talking about the situation in Charlottesville. The what is he? The commissioner, the police commissioner, he's a black dude, was talking about that today. He said they had to change clothes. They showed up in Ferguson with riot gear. They showed up to the white supremacy march with like footies on and then shorts, I guess, like summer clothes on. And he said they had to go put on their protective gear. He also said that Charlottesville is the same place that the police beat that black college kid. Yeah, in this day and age, you gotta be more specific about that. That could be one of a million cities in this country. Oh man, it's the One Mic with Big Mike show. Back live with you on a Monday, man. Here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 7 o'clock here on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app. Tune in. One Mic with BigMike.com, starting off the second half of the show. If you guys missed any of the show so far, you can catch it. You can catch it on demand on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app. Tune in. One Mic with BigMike.com, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Again, the live video stream down again for a second week in a row, man. I don't know what's going on with it. Make sure you guys are following me on social media, though. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the number one MIC, WITHBIGMIKE. Here's a weird story before we get back into this Colin Kaepernick situation. Weird story out of Missouri. It has to do with a couple of gay bros, man. Well, not gay bros, but, gay brothers or gay cats, gay students. Let's call them that. Some high school students. They're, how you write your quote in the yearbook. The high school eliminated their quotes or deleted their quotes in their yearbooks because apparently they felt like other people may have found it offensive. I'm sure you guys are clamoring to find out what these kids could have written in their yearbooks. Thomas Swartz is one kid's name. He wrote, if Harry Potter taught us anything, for whatever reason, I got the mumble mouth. It's not one should have to live. It's that not one should have to live in the closet. That's funny. I mean, that's hilarious. How is that offensive? To me, I mean, if you're a gay person, that seems to be empowering, right? If Harry Potter taught us anything, it's that not one should have to live in the closet. I don't understand the Harry Potter reference because I've never, ever, ever, ever seen a Harry Potter movie. I've seen like parts of one of them, but if you don't see them, I guess you don't know what's going on. So it was like grand opening, grand closing. And then Joey Slavinsky said, of course I dress well. I didn't spend all that time in the closet for nothing. See, that's funny. What the hell, man? And so they censored these kids, man, and took this stuff out of their yearbooks. And like, that's a big deal when you're in high school. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that thing that's in there for everybody to see forever. Like somebody looks back through their yearbook and say, oh man, like Joey was an idiot, man. He's a funny cat. Thomas, man, that's funny dude, man. He's gay as hell, man. He's a funny dude. But their friends won't have that opportunity. And then, as is customary, when you do something to ish on somebody else, what do you do in 2017? You apologize. That's supposed to make it all better. So the principal, Dave, golly, what the hell is up with these Schwarzenbach? Were these people in Charlottesville this week? No, I'm just playing. Quote, in an effort to protect our students, quotes that could potentially offend other students or groups of students are not published. It is the school's practice to err on the side of caution. Doing so in this case had the unintentional consequence of offending the very students the practice was designed to protect. We sincerely apologize to those students. All KSD staff understand the importance of inclusion and acceptance, especially in an educational setting. We work diligently to help every student feel safe, supported, and included. That's bull crap. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's this stuff I'm talking about, man. Like, people just can't be people, man. People just can't find humor. Like, how is any of that? Maybe just because I have a very low, is it low tolerance or high tolerance? High tolerance for offensive things. Like, very little offends me. Like, mostly, more than anything, just stupidity offends me. But other than that, I'm fine with pretty much anything, to be honest with you. But that ain't how it works, man. Like, folks will turn anything into being offended, and that's the stuff that these alt-right folks. That's the stuff that they lean on. You know what I'm saying? Like because everybody's offended by everything. That's why we can't do what we do. No, you guys are idiots. That's why you can't do what you do. You want to hurt people, and you want to intimidate folks. And you want to terrorize. That's the other thing too. Like they got to figure this out. I've talked about it before. They got to figure out this terrorism thing, man. It just can't be brown and black, man. Because if you white, like they trying to like do like a civil rights case or bring forth a civil rights investigation. They said the hitch to it is that the girl who died was white and the dude that did it was white, so it makes it hard for it to be a hate crime and all this. Man, come on, man, just put this dude in jail for life, man. Killed this girl. What the problem is? Don't figure out how to do it. He's a terrorist. These folks walk around the streets like ISIS did the same damn thing. They mowed people down with trucks. And immediately, we understood exactly what that was. Happened in Paris, it was terrorism. It happened in Charlottesville. It's like, let's try to figure it out, and let's try to see exactly what it's called and what the statute said. Shut your dumb ass up, Jeff Sessions. Oh, you know what else I found today too? I suppose I'll get back to this Colin Kaepernick thing. Not found, but I got my little sound palette and everything going. So, my little hot buttons with the
big testicles, bro.
With stuff like that, and talking about Trump. He's a
What do you mean a moron? Idiot. I heard the 911 call for her.
Imbecile.
And the one.
The imbecile. That's my man, Uncle Charles. Y'all remember Charles Ramsey, man? My guy. Idiot. Imbecile. So yeah, I gotta remember that I have this here now because it'll make me smile and laugh when stupid things are happening. All right, so real quick, getting back to the Colin Kaepernick thing, and I'll move on. If you guys got any comments on Cap or Michael Bennett or Marshawn Lynch, hit me up at 404-902-8104 with the text or jump inside my live interactive chat room. And don't forget, even if you're listening to this on demand, you can still text the show, and during the next episode, I'll see the text and I can read them off during the next show, and it could be a source of conversation for the next show as well. So don't think just because you're hearing me say this and you're not listening to me live right now that you can't send your text. The text line is always open, man. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is always open. So, if you guys just want to, say, I'm listening to the show, man, and you suck balls, holler at your boy, man. You know what I mean? Do that. Let me know. I'm all about the criticism game. Accepting it. I mean, I give it too, but I can accept criticism. I'm a big boy. Yeah. So okay. So here's the thing with Marshawn Lynch. Let's start there first. Marshawn Lynch is a dude who we all know. He has very little what's to give. He's all out of them. You can check his pockets. He don't give a damn. He says he's been doing this for 11 years. I don't know. He said nobody's noticed. I'm not the dude that's going to go back and try to check and find footage of Marshawn Lynch standing for the anthem. Whatever. Man said he's been sitting his ass down for 11 years. All right, sweet. Whatever. You know what I mean? I just know he's doing it now. I heard Michael Wilbon earlier today talking about how because Marshawn don't talk to the media, he's an ineffective advocate of this movement. I think Michael Wilbon's an idiot for that. Because at this point, if you don't know why he's doing it, you're the idiot, not him. He don't have to tell you no more. Colin Kaepernick spelled it all out. Even Michael Bennett came out and said, and that's the other thing too. At this point, when a dude like Michael Bennett still has to say, you know what, I love the troops. My dad's a soldier. I love America, but the things that I do hate are this, that, and the other one. You got to still qualify it for idiots who couldn't hear it the first, second, or third time. This ain't got nothing to do with no Army, Navy, Marines, none of these people. That's why I can't fall all over myself. This white girl got killed by other white people. You know what I mean? And that's gonna make it a big deal. That's gonna make it a much bigger deal than I think it would have been had it gone the other way around. Had she been a black girl. You know what I mean? Because if she's out there for Black Lives Matter, there would have been a very there'd have been a nice group of people who have been saying that's what she get. And I'm very confident in saying that. I don't have any trepidation in saying that, man. And it's one of those things that is a constant in this country. That when things move away from the darker skinned people and start touching the Anglo-Saxon people, the Euro-American people, now we have an opioid epidemic. In 2017, now we all of a sudden have an opioid epidemic in which we can't. I heard this lady say that we can't arrest our way out of this problem. Really? Where the hell was you 20 years ago when they was pumping 30 years ago when they was pumping the black community full of crack? Where was you then? We can't arrest. That's the whole. That's the model in which the correctional facility or correctional system is basically based on. This fictional, losing, non-existent war on drugs. They put drugs in the place of what should be like poor, disenfranchised black people. But as soon as it start hitting Becky and Hunter and those cats, oh no! Now we gotta open up the rehab facilities. Yeah, we can't put these cats in jail. They got a problem. They got a sickness. Miss me with it, man. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm way past good on that whole nonsense because I know what it is. And that is the history of this country. Like, we got to fall all over ourselves now because these two cats died in this helicopter accident. It's unfortunate. But it's not any more unfortunate to me because they white. Or this girl that got killed, that ran over by that car. It's not more unfortunate to me because she's white. But for some people it is. For a gang of folks. News media, everybody that's covering it. It is. And there's other thing too, by the way. Like the thing I hate is when these cats do this crazy ass stuff, these theater shootings and all these things. Like, stop turning these people into superstars, man. Stop going talking to they second grade teacher and giving us the information on all their lives and where they lived at. No, man, this ain't about him no more. Like, I know everything I need to know about this dude. He's a crazy racist bastard. End of story. And you need to take his ass to jail forever. End of story. If you want to start talking about somebody, talk about this girl, man. Talk about this girl who died. Talk about these 2 police officers. Like, I'll listen to you talk about their lives and listen to them be commemorated. You don't need to advertise this kid, man. This idiot ass kid that felt like, he needed to, because of the hate that's in his heart, he needed to take somebody's life, somebody's child. I don't know if she was a mother or aunt, all these things, man. Take somebody's life away from them. Nah, I'm good. But it happens so often, man. These crazy bastards, they get immortalized because people they feel like other people want to know more. Not me. As soon as you start talking about it, I'm turning the channel immediately. I'm out. All right. I said I was gonna wrap this whole this Colin Kaepernick. It's not even a Colin Kaepernick situation. It's basically an anthem protest continuation by Marshawn Lynch so far and Michael Bennett. There's this thought process that Marshawn Lynch is doing it because he knows he's good enough to do it. I say you're wrong. I don't know how good Marshawn Lynch is as a running back now. He missed a whole year and he's old. And I've given my thoughts plenty of times on this show and many other shows on old running backs. They shouldn't even exist. Like the Oakland Raiders, they had that kid Murray, right? Last year. Much younger. They let him go. He's in Minnesota now. And there's plenty of younger, hungrier running backs that could have been signed to this roster. But Oakland knew that they were in a position where if they could get somebody who could help them broker this deal that they've already made. They're leaving and going to Vegas. But the people in Oakland, a lot of those people was like, damn that. Don't expect me to come to no game. But then you get one of their favorite sons in the backfield, Oakland native and Marshawn Lynch. Like, he'll help you get through the process of at least this season before the move has to happen and help you get asses in the seats. Maybe. But again, the last time we saw Marshawn was banged up a lot. He don't run quietly and softly. You know what I mean? Ain't a lot of them will make you miss in Marshawn. And as you get older, those hits they pile up on you. So I don't know how good Marshawn is. What I do feel, I think Marshawn Lynch understands who he is to that team and understand why that team is the team that he was willing to come back for. And I forget what the deal was, though, the money was, but I think Marshawn got a pretty penny. You know what I'm saying? He got a nice little deal to come back with him. So let's not get it twisted and say, like, Marshawn Lynch is like at the top of his game and that allows him to be no, Marshawn Lynch just don't care. And he understands that he's in a little bit of a nice little situation where it may hurt for the Raiders to reprimand him for that. It may end up hurting them more than it hurts him. And I think he understands that part of the game. In the case of Michael Bennett, look, Michael Bennett's just Michael Bennett, B. You know what I mean? Like, those Bennett boys are just, they real about what they say, man. And they're very, they feel like they're very passionate guys when it comes to the things that they believe in. So when my man's seeing all this stuff going on in Charlottesville, or is it Charlottesville? Whatever. And, the fact that the president don't seem to care, Agent Orange don't seem to care. And it's like, why should you expect him to? Like, when Hillary came out, Hillary Clinton was talking about the basket of deplorables. Who the hell y'all think she was talking about? And here's the other thing, too. Oh, I saw the funniest thing today on CNN. My God, it was hilarious. Some black kid named Paris. He's a big time a Trump supporter. Like he's like the Sean Spicer type. He's like the black Sean Spicer. Like he'll come out and lie and steal and cheat and whatever he feel like it is needed to justify Trump being president. And he's on there with this other black dude. I don't know his name, but I see him all the time. And he don't play that junk. And there was this other black cat on there and this black lady on there. And they're talking about the stuff in Charlottesville, right? And at one point, the one black dude told this kid Paris, he said, I'm ashamed of you as an African American. I'm ashamed that you're sitting here talking about how Trump did everything right and, no one's giving him credit and all this kind of stuff. My man almost started crying. I swear this to be the truth. My man almost started crying. He acted like he wanted to put hands on Buddy. He was like, you ain't gonna say that to me. Keep talking here. Like it was about to be a fight, but they weren't even in the same. I don't know if they weren't even in the same time zone. It got real ridiculous real quick. The white girl, Brooke, whatever her name was, she's all uncomfortable. Yeah, my other homie on the bottom of the screen, because they had like the 4-panel screen, and he looked like he had them sleepy eyes, like how Sam Perkins looked. So he looked like he was just high. I know he wasn't, because when he started talking, you could tell he was speaking very, very articulately and very calmly and very, succinctly, but he wasn't saying nothing, but he was just making these faces that like, what the hell is happening right now? And I'm looking like, is this really going on? Yeah, dude. Like, here's the thing, man. And dude was like, I experience racism every day, and it's by black people if you want to get real. And I'm like, cuz like that, what you experience, it ain't racism. If it's a such thing as dummyism. You're an idiot. How you black? And talking about like he bragging about being from Georgia and talking about how he had family members taken away, from the Klan, like his great granddad or somebody was taken away by the Klan. It's like all you doing is making yourself look like more of an idiot. Like how you still riding with this dude who don't care nothing about you, period. And not that just you ride for him, you riding so hard for him, my man. Of course, everyone's going to treat you like an idiot. Because he don't, like the first time like a black dude crossed him today, but not even crossed him really, just quit the job. Just said like, I don't want nothing to do with you, because he finally realized. He finally got the cotton in his ears, so he didn't keep going to the sunken place. He finally got the cotton stuffed in there good enough where he could get out. He got out. Like all these people, man, what's going to end up happening, they're going to keep perpetuating this situation that's going on in the White House until something real, real terrible happens. You know what I mean? And then there is no way out because they too scared or they too spineless to come out and say, look, this dude is an idiot. He doesn't know anything. That's what's surprising. He don't know anything about anything. All he do is tweet, talk junk on Twitter, get on TV and talk more junk. And like the look on his face is priceless. Like, they don't even understand how awesome I am. He had that look on his face at all time. But he got the people that he want. I think my man's approval rating is like 34%. So shout out to him for that. He got a third of the country riding with him. A bunch of hillbillies. Even some of the hillbillies had to jump off, man. I saw him doing like some walk-arounds in West Virginia. And even some of the hillbillies was like, nah, I'm good, man. Like, I voted for this cat. But, yeah, I'm tight. And stop telling me that Donald Trump isn't a racist or that if you support Donald Trump, you're supporting Donald Trump doesn't mean you're a racist. Here's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give everybody this example. If I'm someone who's always, hanging with gang members and I'm always around people, with Bloods or whoever, you know what I'm saying? What are they going to say? I can tell you all day long how I'm not in the gang, but you'll tell me I'm gang affiliated. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't, just because you're not in the Klan, if you like getting a newsletter and you talking about, how good of a job they're doing, hell, you might as well be. Same thing go for them ISIS boys and all that kind of stuff. You may not be all up in ISIS and all that kind of stuff, but what they always call it. He's not a member of ISIS, but what he did was ISIS inspired. They'll link you to it. So don't come at me with like, you're not a racist just because you bang with Trump. Look, Trump's a racist. Point blank, period. Trump's a racist. He's a sexist. He's all those things. He's a xenophobe. He's a transphobe. He's all those things, man. That's why it's such a joke when you hear people like Mike Pence. There's no room in this country for hate. Hold on. Does Google still work? Anybody seen Mike Pence's resume? This is a dude that talked about if women get pregnant and want to have abortions, they should be forced to have funerals for the aborted fetus. That homosexuality is a disease, and these people should go to gay conversion camps. How he talking about there's no room for hate? It's like you hate some people too, bruh. Like all these people are just effing hypocrites, man. And the fact that they have like people who in normal life you would look at and say, I think that person has a normal amount of sense. They got these people banging for them and defending them right and left. Like, I don't understand what part of the game that is. Like, I don't care how much I like you or don't like you. When you wrong, you wrong. Like, I was talking to my old lady about this the other day about like the way people define friendships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have many friends for a good reason, because I don't parse my words with people. Like, if I care about you and you know I care about you, I'm going to say to you exactly what needs to be said. I'm not pussyfooting around it. I'm not dancing around it. I'm going to say it to you directly so that you get the point. You don't have to interpret it at all. Most people aren't like that. Most people try to be friends with people the way they feel like is safe. And in the case of this Donald Trump situation, it's to the umpteenth level. I don't know if y'all heard this, that my man got to get like a he got to get like a Trump packet every day. Like every morning they got to give him a Trump packet of all these good things that people say about him. Like that, this is something that happened on South Park. I swear this to be the truth. Like they was talking about cyberbullying. So then they had like one of the kids on South Park go through my man's Twitter feed, one of the other kids' Twitter feed, and take out all the negative stuff and just give him the positive stuff. Like that was a skit, a joke on a cartoon. And it's really happening in real life to the leader of the free world. Y'all gotta be kidding me. Look, I already told y'all, man, 2017, the last year, we gonna see. So whatever you gotta do, you know, rob a bank, you know what I'm saying? There's this girl or this chick that you really want to holler at, you like kind of like, you know, timid about it. No, go ahead and holler at her, man. Whatever you want to do, man. If you got to divorce your wife, but you like, man, the kids, divorce that broad, man. 2017, the last year, we gonna see, because between him and that Korean dude, that North Korean cat, yeah, man, it's about to be over around this month. somebody posted on Facebook today, and like I just scrolled past it, man. I didn't even know how to answer. It's like, which one gonna come first, the second Civil War or World War III? I was like, damn. I have no answer. You know, them joints might happen simultaneously because the way things is going. Yeah, man, like everything is just screwed, man. And people want to put lipstick on this damn pig, man. They want to spit shine this damn turd and call it a damn a gold brick. Not to your boy, man. I see things they going downhill, man. Shout to Barack Obama, but the reality is, man, like, yeah, if anything, yeah, I'm gonna pull my Trump on this one. Yeah, it's his fault, man, for being black, man, and being president. he short circuited racist white people. Like they didn't know how to act. It's like, I can't believe that damn nigger got two terms. We'll show them. We got an orange secret weapon. No one's ever. I heard Michael Eric Dyson say today on television that he never ever thought in his life that he would see someone in that position more inept and more stupid than George Bush. And I have to concur, man. I have to agree with that. Like, how is this a thing? How is this dude making George Bush look like a genius? Look, man, you get what you like. Look, you get what you ask for, I guess. And sometimes in life, man, this is America. This is what America's been for hundreds of years, man. They want to try to cover it up and pull the tarp over it so nobody can see it. Nah, man, this is what it is. What is it, like 60-something% of the country is white. 13 is black, African American, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and then there's a larger amount that's Hispanic and so forth and so on. Yeah, they run the country, man, and when they get ready to, they do stupid stuff like this. Think about it. Ain't no bruh started. What war have we started? Yeah, war started against us. We don't start no wars, man. This is them, man. This is all they doing, man. And they love to run from it and act like it ain't what it is, but it is. Yeah, you built this country on the backs of other people by stealing from the people who's already here, and now all of a sudden you can't believe this is happening in my country. Out of here, man. I'm gonna take this final break, man, and we'll come back and we'll run through a couple of these NFL, NBA, NCAA stories, and we'll get the hell out of here. I got some chicken downstairs to prepare, some lemon pepper wings to prepare. Oh, by the way, my pulled pork this weekend, out of here, cuz broke into the brand new baby smoker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that pulled pork was out of here. Not even was. It's still some downstairs. Oh yeah, pulled pork and lemon pepper wings. Sounds like a plan, man. It's the One Mic with Big Mike show. Spreaker.com, Spreaker app. Tune in. One Mic with Big Mike is where you're hearing me live right now. Don't forget to follow me on social media, man. At the number one MICWITHBIGMIK. You still got time to get in on the conversation via the chat room or the text line at 404-902-8104. I'll be right back.
I have one question for you.
Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
I had a sore in my mouth that just wouldn't go away. And after a couple of weeks, I went to my doctor.
A sore, lump, or thick patch in your mouth or throat could be a symptom of oral cancer.
My doctor told me I was smart to come in. He said that oral cancer is more common in African American men than in any other group in the U.S. It turns out I did have oral cancer, but it was caught early and my treatment was successful. I'm glad I got it checked. That probably saved my life.
If you're an African American man, you need to know about oral cancer. Visit a doctor or dentist if you see changes in your mouth that don't go away after 2 weeks. It's important to get an oral cancer exam because if you do have cancer, the earlier it's caught, the better. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, National Institutes of Health.
And now back to One Mic with Big Mike.
And here we go!
Hey, one Tweezy. No doubt. Welcome back to the show, man. Don't forget the One Mic with Big Mike the One Mic with Big Mike Fantasy Football League is on and popping. I am No Dose. I hope you signed up for the league, man. All this protests and stuff, it ain't gonna work this year, man. Get in the league. Send me that email to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Put fantasy football in the subject line. Also, you can send your email through my website as well. If you just want to go to the contact page on the website, you can just fill out the little fill outable areas there. Make sure you put fantasy football in that subject line as well. And I'll send you the link to the sign up link or whatever with the password and all that kind of stuff. And boom, you'll be in the building. Ladies, man, like hook us. I had got a couple young ladies in the league this year. We gotta get more X chromosomes in the league, man. All this testosterone, you know what I mean? All this testosterone, man. It brings some estrogen to the One Mic with Big Mike Fantasy Football League. So ladies, man, don't be shy, man. Sign up for the league, man. Sign up for the Fantasy Football League. This dude's an idiot, man. You don't mean that. F the NFL. Like, here's the thing. I keep telling y'all, man, the NFL knows you don't mean this. And the other thing they know is you don't matter. I don't know if you was listening to the show earlier when I mentioned the NFL cares about a specific group at this point. It is women. It is their fastest growing part of their fan demographic is women. And they're also the ones who control most of the times the decisions on the kids who play football and all these type of things. NFL don't care about us. They know we're in. We're the dope fiends that's already hooked on the dope. They know we coming back. I mean, we're not gonna go to rehab or quit cold turkey and those type of things. We're coming back for more of this watered down, stepped on dope. They trying to get new clientele. And the new clientele that they're trying to get more and more of is the women. That's why these cats going to be wearing pink all October and all this kind of stuff. where the NFL only gives 5% of the money. They give 5% of all that pink merchandise money for breast cancer. They give 5%, not 50, not just half of it, not just, let us just cover the cost of the other product because it's for a good cause. 5%. Shout out to the greedy ass NFL, man. The greedy bastards. Speaking of the NFL, this weekend, week 1 of NFL preseason is down the drains. Probably the big thing that came from it is that kid, Roberto Aguayo, that handsome ass, beautiful kicker. Like, why is that dude so beautiful? Like, I figure, like, when his career is over with, man, you're going to find out, that he's going to turn out to be, like, the first, like, transgender football player. Like, he already got, like, all the makings of, like, womanliness in his face. Because, what was I saying? Oh, he got cut. The Buccaneers cut ties with him. They drafted that dude in the second round, man. Like, I heard someone talking about how, I read something. He's like, they're talking about placing him amongst the top busts in the NFL. But that's tough though, man. I always feel like that's tough to do that because the cats don't have a way of controlling where they get drafted. Like, that was just a dumb move by the Bucs. He can't do nothing about that. Like, guys like Tony Mandrich, even like with Jamarcus Russell, like Lane Kiffin was telling Al Davis, don't do that. Don't draft this dude. Get Calvin Johnson. We'll worry about the quarterback situation another time. Because in that draft, there was pretty much 3 dudes. There was Brady Quinn, there was Jamarcus Russell, and then there was, like, I think Chris Leak. Yeah. There ain't no real choice there, but, Jamarcus Russell showed up at that pro day. He was throwing the ball like 90 yards in the air, and he was zipping around, and arm strength was seducing Al Davis. And look, next thing you know, this dude is like one of the biggest busts in history. But the fact of the matter is, there were a lot of people who felt like he shouldn't have been drafted there, but he couldn't control that. So I get kind of irpy about that whole situation. The kid, Roberto Aguayo, by the way, he's a Chicago Bear now, so he landed on his feet, bear down, Chicago Bears, you know what I mean? And we'll see, man. Like, these kickers are real finicky individuals, man. Like, that's why it's hard for people to consider them football players, man. They're not the most mentally, like, remember Mike Vanderjagt? This dude went like 30 years without missing the kick. He missed like 2 kicks, and it was like, it sunk his whole life. Like, within like a year, he was playing for the Cowboys. Long-time Colts kicker, playing for the Cowboys. Then the next thing you know, Parcells cut him. He was out the league forever. It's going on right now with this kid in New England, I think. This kid, Steven Gostkowski, was automatic. Now, all of a sudden, he can't hit nothing. Yeah, these dudes are worse than these damn pitchers, man. That can't throw to first base. That's embarrassing. Like, people think that's like, oh, man, you got to feel sorry for them. No, that's embarrassing. You're a grown man, first of all, and you're a professional. And most of the time, you just got through throwing the ball to a base. And now all of a sudden, because it's a different one, you threw it to home plate. And now it got hit back at you, and you can't throw the ball to first? Screw that, dude. Yeah, those white people problems, man. Just like having overeating disease, those white people problems, man. Like, poor people don't have those problems. You know what I mean? Like, if you told somebody you got to be able to throw this ball to this base to feed your family, you'd find a way to do it. I mean, like, fortunate people and white people, like, we don't have those problems. Cause NBA, did y'all see? Is anybody messing with this whole Big 3 league thing? This Big 3 thing? I don't really vibe with it. I saw it like when it first came on, and it was like, I don't want to see a bunch of old players play pickup basketball. You know what I mean? I just don't. And did I see Charles Oakley with a jersey on? I thought he was like the coach. Is he a player? And then I saw like Lamar Odom, like he think about playing. Like, cuz you was almost dead like a year ago, wasn't you? In a whole house. But he want to play basketball again. Shout out to Lamar Odom, man. That dude is like that dude's like a gremlin, dude. He just came back from the dead. And guys like, who else is in this damn league, man? I saw LeVar Ball doing something crazy with Ice Cube, and God, my old lady's smoked fish too, man. My old lady's down there warming that stuff up. I can smell it. Why do we do that? You know something smell bad, you have to like inhale harder. I don't know why I just did that. But anyway, I don't really mess with the whole Big 3 league thing. I just want to know what people's what's people's assessment of it. Is it cool, or is it just cool because it's cool? Like AI and these cats are in it. Is it just cool because it's that and it's Ice Cube's thing, because it doesn't seem like, when I was watching, it didn't seem like it was any type of quality basketball being played. And also, did you see his picture of James Harden? Like, James Harden on that stuff, man. Like, this dude is like rocked up all of a sudden. Like, if you've seen James Harden over the years in his career, from the time he came out of Arizona State up through the Oklahoma City years and the Rockets years, like, James Harden is doing he was taking shots, like he's working out, playing basketball with his shirt off. This dude is rocked up, ripped up like a He-Man figure now. And like, I'm full disclosure, I'm all about that life. Like, if you can do it and not get caught, you should. You know why? That's your job, right? For your body to be in this tip-top peak performance situation. And if you need a little extra help and you can beat the test, why not? You know what I mean? If somebody told me they can give me a pill right now and I get 1 million subscribers from my podcast, look, dude, I'd had a pill down my throat before they can get like what's that dude? What's that movie, Limitless? I'd be just like that. Sight unseen, I just take it immediately. It might kill me or it might make me rich. It's a thin line there, Playboy. Also in the NBA, Penny Hardaway. He made some comments about Kawhi Leonard. He talked about Kawhi Leonard being a great basketball player, but not being a superstar. And people, you know how people do. People feel like they got to defend everybody and they got to tell everybody, shut the hell up and all this kind of stuff. He came back and clarified the comments, and I agree with what he's saying, man. He's like, Kawhi Leonard is not superstar material in the sense of he's not big for the endorsement thing. He don't do a lot of media stuff. He's not a social media guy. He's not LeBron James. Like, LeBron James is about his brand, son. And he can be that way. Like, he could just be a basketball player and be like an awesome basketball player like he is. Or he can be not a businessman, but a businessman. You know what I mean? And that's what he is. This dude doing movies, and he got like TV shows popping off. He got the $1 billion shoe contract. This man already said he's going to be an owner when it's all said and done in the league. You know what I'm saying? He's going to follow the Michael Jordan thing. I also shot out to Michael Jordan, too, because, like, real G's apparently do move in silence. When I talked to you guys last week about the Derek Jeter purchase, the $1 billion purchase of the Miami Marlins, well, it came out that there's a good possibility that Michael Jordan's in that group. He got him a small piece of the Marlins, too. So he's in the Marlins. He's in the Charlotte Hornets. You know what I'm saying? And no one knew. And they still don't really know. They're just, like, assuming and thinking that he's in. That's how you do it, man. You make those moves, man. You just move in silence, man. Don't let people know where you getting your money at. But anyway, Penny Hardaway, I think I understand what he's saying about Kawhi Leonard, man. That he doesn't even have a desire to be a superstar. It feels like he just want to play basketball. He just want to be a good basketball player and a star within the league. And you know, while we can try to parse and differentiate what it means to be a superstar and all these things, I think when you transcend the sport, when you get outside of the sport, people know who you are. I would venture to say that most novices about NBA basketball, they may know and recognize, if someone says Kawhi Leonard, you know what I mean? But it may take some time for them to understand it and figure out exactly who Kawhi Leonard is. You know what I mean? People know LeBron James immediately. Guys like Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, these guys you see in these commercials all the time. These guys are superstars, man. Like, they're stars. They're stars beyond the sport that they play, is what I mean. Like, Steph got his old lady on so good. Like, she's on like cooking shows on the cooking on whatever it is, the Food Network and all these kind of things. Like, they got the whole kip and caboodle popping. Kawhi Leonard, not so much. He's still talking about he driving a 92 Tahoe or whatever, Suburban. Which is, like, I think the dude's a weirdo, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not trying to tell nobody how to spend their money. But, yeah. If you find out in, like, 10 years that Kawhi Leonard got, like, bodies in a deep freezer in his basement, like, you wouldn't be like, oh, man, I ain't see that coming. Yeah, I would immediately. Like, dude's all quiet and, yeah, dude, it's some quiet cats and I just don't trust, man. Like, you can't talk, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm shy. Bruh, you too old to be talking about you shy. And rich to be talking about you shy. Something else going on there. Oh, NCAA. Real quick. Football season. I think we got 15 days or something like that till college football season starts, if I'm not mistaken. A little bit more, a little bit less maybe than that. The University of Florida will be without 7 of their players as they take on the Michigan Wolverines, Jim Harbaugh's crew. And the reason that this is, I don't really bring these things up during the show unless it is something to bang on the NCAA holes about. Oh, this is the wrong story. Sorry, this one is the one I need. 7 guys suspended for missing or for misusing school-issued funds. That's a way of saying they gave these kids money and they did what they wanted to do with them. Apparently, they had some extra money left over at the bookstore and they bought other stuff with it. Go figure. And they sold them. They sold the stuff for some spending money. That's illegal. Like the NCAA says, if we give you money, it's not your money. It's still our money. And it's like your mama sending you to the store, bring my change back, like that type of situation. So that's their infraction. Kids, I don't know. It's just so stupid, man. You know what I mean? This is why, man, when I get into these conversations, these dumbass people try to tell me that I can't equivocate, I can't make any type of parallels between big time sports and slavery. I can't do that. Like, come on, man. Let's get to the crux of all this stuff. Slavery is about control. More than anything else, it's about control. That's the reason that a white man and his wife and a couple other cats can some kind of way control like 17, 18, 19, 20 big, brawny black dudes. How? I don't know. It happened. And that's what it's about. It's about the control more than it's about anything else. But don't tell a stupid white person that. Or a stupid black person, by the way. Don't tell them that. Because all they end up seeing is the dollars. Because this person has a better life than me. I trade places with them in a minute. Probably. But that's not the point. And it never is. But that's the stupid sentiment that always gets thrown out there. Anyway, their coach, Jim McElwain, says we have a small group of players that have made some choices that are extremely disappointing. Why? Budget broke college kids want to get some money. That's so disappointing. They should love doing this for free. Getting brain damage for free and tearing their ligaments up for free. The quote goes on, action has been taken. They have missed some practices and will miss the Michigan game. Aw. Hell out of here, man. Yeah, I just don't have any words or any more, to just throw into that pot of stupidity when it comes to those sentiments that these kids, once they do get something, it's never theirs to do what they want to do with. So what if a kid, I don't know what they bought. They bought something else, like maybe iPads or iPods or no, nobody uses iPods, do they? Whatever they bought. And they sold it to other people at a discount. Sound like good business to me, man. What else do I have before we get out of here? Esports is a thing. I've been trying to get some, well, I'm not going to tell that lie. I tried at one point and I kind of gave up on it. But I'm going to try again, man, to get somebody on the show to talk to me about esports and get me kind of caught up with what it is, because it's about to be a thing. And it's not really something that people can really you can really turn your nose down at. Especially, like, I can't, because I'm a guy who's, in my past, I've hosted Madden tournaments. And that's essentially all it is. It's people having different tournaments in different sports, and people think it's real geeky and whatever now because of the games that people are playing, like the games where people, the first person shooter games and those type of things. And there's some kind of game where you create your own cultures or whatever it is. I have no idea. That's why I got to get somebody on to talk to me about it. But yeah, if you've ever been in or seen a Madden tournament, there's no difference, or an NBA 2K tournament or whatever. Same type of situation. So the NCAA, they kind of see an opportunity in this thing, because I don't know if you guys noticed that kids are actually getting scholarships off being esports players. So now the NCAA's Board of Governors, they're going to discuss electronic sports at its next scheduled meeting. Here's why. It is estimated in May that over 40 schools were devoting more than $4 million in scholarship money to 655 players. The University of Pikeville in Kentucky and Maryville University in Missouri, they offer scholarships that cover the full cost of tuition, room, and board. What is board? Like I've heard that. Like when I was in school, you get room and board was a part of my scholarship, and same thing, full cost tuition and all that kind of stuff. But what is board food? That must be what the board is, right? Board is like your meal plan. I think I just figured that out after like 20 years. That room and board means room and food. Why don't they say food or meals? God, man, white people make stuff so difficult. Good God. Come on, man. Now I'm getting mad. And lastly here, Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt did not finish due to injury in his final race. He finished third in his last 100. He was beaten by two Americans, one who has a CD pass as it relates to performance enhancers, which whatever, it's track. And the Jamaican cats, there's no way that they could even look sideways at anyone when it comes to performance enhancing. Just trust me about that, or don't. Use your Google machine. But it brought to mind something. You know what I mean? As we get ready for like Floyd Mayweather to fight Conor McGregor in a couple of weeks. This may be Floyd's last fight. Let's say Floyd gets embarrassed, which I saw parts of the Conor McGregor workout. That was embarrassing enough. I mean, to me. But whatever. I guess what I'm saying is, or the question that came to mind was that how would you prefer your athletes to go out? Like there's some guys that's like, I'm gonna play until the wheels fall off, right? Like Usain Bolt, that's what's pretty much happening. The wheels have fallen off. Then you have guys like Barry Sanders or guys like Calvin Johnson, who people feel like had a lot left in the tank, but decided to go ahead and just walk away from the game with their health and kind of leave you wanting more. I think I'll put that on my Twitter at One Mic with Big Mike when the show's over. I'll just ask the question and we can maybe dive into it and discuss a little bit more on Wednesday's show, on the Hump Day edition of One Mic with Big Mike. But I'm kind of the guy who, like, I'm the guy who says that I'll never tell somebody they need to retire. If somebody's gonna keep paying you for your services, keep it moving, keep getting checks, man. And if you feel like doing it, keep doing it. Or if you feel like walking away, keep walking away, especially in a game like the NFL. Like I talked about the other day, like you'll be replaced, man. Like T.O. left, Randy Moss left, Calvin Johnson's gone now. Got Antonio Brown, got Julio, got Odell Beckham Jr. You feel me? Got A.J. Green. Like, you're going to get replaced. Look, whatever. Leave when you want to. The league is going to be all right. Now, the NBA is a little bit different because there's certain guys who transcend the sport. Like I mentioned, LeBron James. Like, when LeBron James leaves, there's going to be a little bit of a vacuum there, man. That's why it's so important for people to kind of pump up guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, these young, big, athletic, ball-handling dudes. People hope that guys like Ben Simmons is everything that he's been advertised to be. Because you want there to be. You don't want that gap, that Jordan gap to be there. When Jordan leaves and you left with like, what are we looking at? Kevin Garnett's like 18. Kobe's 18. Okay, you got AI. He's kind of young still. So is Stephon Marbury, but you don't know what he's going to be. And, there's really no one there. Shaq's still there, but who cares? He's a big. No one really relates to a guy that's 7 foot, whatever, 300 and whatever pounds. Nobody relates to that. So there's a bit of a void there. You know what I mean? You don't want that to happen when LeBron leaves, but inevitably it may happen. It's a different type of thing. Baseball the same way. No one cares when baseball players leave the game. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like this kid Aaron Judge is there. You know what I mean? No matter how, and baseball has a problem anyway with promoting players, like individual players. So it doesn't really matter. They want to more so promote the sport than players anyway. So when one guy leaves or some guy, Mike Trout, is hurt, doesn't matter. Angels keep winning. Dodgers keep doing what they're doing without Clayton Kershaw, and you keep it moving. Football's a little bit different in that aspect, man. For some people, because you grow to associate athletes with a certain time in life, like Deion Sanders is associated with a certain era of play, and Michael Irvin and guys like that, and so be it. So the same thing goes for guys like Chris Carter and like Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. And then you have like a new crop of guys who are going to be associated with this era of football, the Matt Ryans of the world and the Julios and people like that. So people get more, I guess, emotionally attached to their football players, which makes it harder for them to accept them leaving the game before they know they have to. You know what I mean? Like Michael Strahan leaves and it's like, you could probably still play, but he's like, I got these rings. I'm about to go get this money, this Good Morning America money, this Kelly and Regis money or whatever. I'm good. Peace. You know what I mean? And then the fact, too, that, athletes are getting all the broadcasting jobs. Ain't no broadcasting jobs for cats like me who got, like, years of broadcast experience. No one cares. Where'd you play? How many rings did you get? Pro Bowls? No. Well, then shut up. Shut up and sit your ass at home behind your mic and do your podcast and leave this to the unprofessionals. And finally, before I get out of here, the great Ric Flair went in for, I guess, a routine procedure yesterday, and my guy fell into a coma or something, or things got rough, man, to the point like he was kind of fighting for his life. He had some surgery today. The last I heard, he came out of surgery and might be all right. I don't know. But look, here's my thing about Ric Flair. If this is it, if it's time to go, what you think he regret? That dude lived. You know what I mean? So if it's time to go, look, it's just time, B. Like, your body only got so many miles on it, and like Rick went hard for a long time. You ever see those pay-per-view things about like the early days in wrestling with him and the Four Horsemen, guys like Dusty Rhodes and Nikita Koloff and them cats? Yeah, man, them cats was wilding out on the road like 300 days out the year, doing coke and drinking and just wilding out. Like, look, that dude, like all that stuff he was talking about, limousine riding, got the girls waiting to have sex with him. Like, that stuff is real deal Holyfield, man. So, look, if now's the time, yeah, dude, he got every ounce. He squoze life for every drop that it had to give him, and now it's over. So, I'm not gonna say that I know it's over, but when the time comes, it's like, yeah, ain't no tears to shed for old Nature Boy, man. But shout out to him, man, and I can't sit here and say hope he pulls, but the last I heard was that he's out of surgery and things may have been turning for the better in his situation. So there's that. For the last time today, don't forget about the One Mic Fantasy Football League. Gonna play it on NFL.com, but don't worry about all that. Just send me your emails, man. Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Put fantasy football in the subject line, and I'll send you out the link so you can sign up with all the whatever's, the password and all that good stuff. If you missed any of the show tonight, I had a little bit of fun tonight, man. You can hear all my shows on demand on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, TuneIn, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube, and of course the OneMicWithBigMike.com website. Follow me on social media, man, at the number one MICWITHBIGMIKE. Spread the word, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My chat room's wide open. I got my text line popping. I'm gonna get this live stream thing worked out, man. That's my goal, to get that thing situated so that I get all of the, I can invite everybody from everywhere, to check out the show, man. But until Wednesday, man, hump day. I'm trying to get this Woman Crush Wednesday thing popping for y'all on Wednesday as well, man. But until then, man, y'all take care of yourselves, man. You know what I mean? Like, things is getting murky out there, so y'all take care of yourselves, man. And remember, all you need is one mic.